Bonsoir, my lovely Marshall blenders. How are you? How are you? How are you? Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you're all doing well or faring well. I've been doing great. I've been enjoying the week. I've been enjoying life. So, guys, how many of you go to Trader Joe's? How many of you go to Trader Joe's? I love Trader Joe's. So, they have this bread. It's called sliced French brioche. Sliced French brioche. C'est très délicieux. Le meilleur pain that I've ever tasted. So I love it. You can make some awesome sandwiches. If you want to make some French toast, you can make delicious French toast with it. You make bread pudding, make wonderful bread pudding. What I love about this bread is that you can purchase it and freeze it, and it stays good. It just stays good forever. Like literally months can pass, and once you've thawed it out, can I tell you something? It tastes like you just pulled it out of the oven. Put it like that. It tastes so fresh, like you just pulled it out of the oven. Delicious. The other thing that I love from them, and my mother loves them, are their vegetable spring rolls. They're absolutely delicious. The instructions are really easy. You heat up the oven, I think to 375 it is. Let me see, I'm gonna tell you right now. So preheat oven to 400 degrees, place on a baking sheet, but I put it in a skillet, put it in there, leave them on there. Absolutely delicious. Another thing that I love from Trader Joe's are their spinach tortellini. Spinach tortellini. The way I cook it, I bring the water to a high boil and then I put it on low. I pop these buddies in there and let them cook. Because you guys know I do like 6,000 things in an hour. So I leave them in there at low flame and let them cook until I remember and I can drain them. The other thing that I'm in love with is their lobster ravioli. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. So if you know you're not going to cook them soon, put them in the freezer, but I do keep them in the refrigerator because I do cook them. They're absolutely delicious. I can make it for lunch, make them for dinner. And for me, le piece de résistance is the beef bolognese ravioli. Beef bolognese or bolognese. No, let me stop. It's bolognese. Beef bolognese ravioli. It is absolutely delicious. Again, I bring the water to a boil, put it on the low, and then just pop them in there. They'll be stuck together sometimes, and so you're tempted to kind of separate them before putting in the water. Here's a little cue, a little idea, a little hint. Just put it in the water. They will actually separate as they cook. So those are the things I'm loving today from Trader Joe's. So if you guys, what do you love from Trader Joe's? Share with me. Let me know. Okay? Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about, guys, there are two fragrances. One that I remember when I rated it, I said it was a 9.5 out of 10. And another one that I think I gave it a 7 out of 10. So what I'm learning and I'm understanding is that fragrances are like people. You know how, has it ever happened to you, because it's chemistry, has it ever happened to you that you walk into a room and immediately someone just doesn't sit well with you, or you're like, or that you are that person that you don't sit well with someone, and you know you're an amazing human being, you know you're loving, you know you're not hypocritical, you know you don't have any bad wish or ill will to anybody, but that person sees you and they kind of like, So what happens there is that either they had experiences with someone that looked like you, and so that's why they think that way, or they've never had experience with someone like you, so their brain doesn't know exactly what to do. There's no connection. There's no synapsal connection. Those dendrites never connected and made a, So fragrance is the same way. Sometimes remember I said there's an opening, right? So sometimes the opening is offensive and you decide, nope, not messing with that. I don't know you. But what happens is because of the offensive opening, you don't get to meet the core of the person, the heart, which remember is the middle, or the actual depth of the person, which would be the bass note. So that was what happened to me with Banana Republic's Dark Cherry Amber. Okay, so when I first tried Banana Republic's Dark Cherry Amber, I had never smelled anything like it. I had never really smelled I smelled cherry because I always bought from Bath and Body Works, right? Bath and Body Works. I'd always bought from them the Japanese cherry, cherry blossoms, things like that. But I had never bought a cherry fragrance. And so when I smelled it, I can tell you, my first reaction was I didn't know. My brain didn't know what it was smelling, so I didn't like it because I didn't know it. And honestly, it was so the lack of synapsal connection to the fragrance was so bad, I couldn't even smell it. Does that make sense? I sprayed it, I wouldn't be able to. What I smelled, I didn't like, and then I just wouldn't smell it. So I thought it was a weak fragrance. It's really not a weak fragrance, and it does last. What happened was that my brain just wasn't able to analyze it. It wasn't able to receive it. So now I can smell it. And let me tell you, it still smells the same, but now I know what I'm smelling, and it smells really good. It's a really good fragrance. Dark Cherry Amber is a delicious, it's gourmand, it's very good, and it is dark. So it's not one of those light, airy, citrusy smells. And remember, that's what I like. I like blue fragrances. I like woody fragrances. I like fougere. I never really gotten into the dark type of fragrances or the more, amber and murray type of fragrances. So my brain was just like, oh, it's too much. Now I can appreciate it. So this is actually going to be one of the fragrances that I'm rocking for this entire week. And the other one that I gave a 9.5 was the 1 Million Prive. I need to apologize. I'm sorry. Do you accept my apology? Yes, I accept your apology. 1 Million Prive. 1 Million Prive for the winter, for the fall, is the best fragrance. And it smells so good. It is woody. But it's also, in my mind, it's like an oriental aromatic, spicy smell. It's just wonderful. So it went for me from a 9.5 to a 20 out of 10. It's a 20 out of 10 because it really does work. I do go out to run quick errands and it never fails. I get compliments with this fragrance. So 1 Million Prive for me is now 20 out of 10. Same way as the original 1 Million is a 20 out of 10. So 1 Million Prive is absolutely wonderful. And that has been what's going on with my life. I think I had mentioned to you guys about the Mega Men multivitamins. It's doing its job. It's good. Mega Men multivitamins is good. I'm enjoying it. Is it as good as the ancient multivitamins? Yes, I can say it's just as good. Now, the benefits are different. This one is more energy, more balance as far as physical feeling. Whereas the ancient one gave me some energy, but it gave me more mental agility. But for that, I have the ashwagandha and the alpha GPC, so I'm good. But yeah, so it's a wonderful thing. Do you guys take multivitamins? That's something that someone was asking me about, and I'm always telling people, if you are, other than for medical reason, my mom's, her situation is medical, and there are things that we can do, but with my mom it's different. I can't do the treatments I would love to do with her because she gets sick quick. Like if I were to wash her hair twice a week and do the deep conditioning the way I want to do, or that it should be done, it would lead to something serious. So with her, melanin for me has been the best thing because it's just quick. It gives her a thorough wash, a thorough conditioning, and she's out of that water. Her scalp doesn't have to be wet for long. But when a person has thinning hair or a person has hair that's falling out, Iron is one of the things that I always suggest start taking. Take a multivitamin with iron, and you'll definitely see a difference because a lot of times it's a deficiency. It's some type of a vitamin or mineral deficiency, you know? So I love it. I love it. And I think that's about it. That's about it. I don't have much to talk about. Goodbye, my lovely Marshall Blenders. I'll see you soon. A la Whitney. Ciao, my lovely Marshall Blenders. See you soon.